Hi, I want to talk to you about an amazing topic today. It's called life extension, actually slowing, even reversing the human aging process, basically turning back our biological clocks. Now, if you were to ask most people, number one, would you like to live to 90, 100? The quick answer is yes. Well, not so fast. There's a little history to this video today, and I want to discuss it with you. My dear Aunt Grace had a stroke a few years back, and I went to visit her in a nursing home. And to this day, it left a profound impact on my life. Walking into the place was basically like walking into the gates of hell. What I saw that day really shook me to the core. People screaming and crying, older men in diapers asking for their mothers. It was horrific to see. And I thought to myself when I was there, I'm like, this is how this ends? This is how this thing called life comes to an end? It seemed incredibly unfair. When I left the facility in the next few months, I started thinking about how can we prevent that from happening? How can we ensure the last third of our life is going to be of high quality, mentally and physically? So I started looking into life extension. And to my astonishment, there was a tremendous amount of research going back 50 years. I started doing the research, and the interesting thing was you would read a story on a nutrient, on a procedure, on a diet that could increase lifespan 5%, 10%, 15%, even up to 25%. And that's where it would end. So you read the story, it's in the medical journal, it's in this research paper, and that's where it stops. Nobody took all this information and put it into a practical working model that we could utilize. So what I have done is I've taken all this information and I've put it together so it's available and we can use this information to work at ensuring our high quality of life as we age and even extending our lifespan, turning back our biological clock. So the answer is, do we want to live to 90, 100? Is yes, of course we would love to, only if we have that high quality of life. So I worked real hard at putting together a practical program on extending our lifespan and increasing our quality of life. And many people have asked me, well, who is this program for? Who could benefit from this? Well, the answer is anyone could benefit from it. But what I'm really looking for, and let me rephrase that a little bit. Most people who come to our wellness center come here with chronic illnesses, inflammatory conditions, autoimmune diseases, diabetes, neurodegenerative conditions, and more. That's not what this program is about. What we're looking for are people that are home that have a little gray on the temples, like myself. Kind of people that we see the finish line. You know, we sense our mortality. We sense our lifespan. And we wonder, what's that last part of life going to be like? What can I do to ensure it? What can I do to ensure that it's going to be enjoyable? There's an old saying in America that most people spend the first 2/3 of their life acquiring wealth and the last third of their life spending their wealth trying to acquire health. This program is designed for people that want to do positive steps to ensure that quality of life, extend quality of life, so we don't end up, or we do as much as we can, so we don't end up like those poor people I saw in that nursing home. So I put together a program, and it's in 3 steps. The first step is metabolic repair. You can't implement life extension protocols. You can't do things to extend life if you've got high blood sugar, you've got inflammation in the body and your immune system is highly activated, that you've got a leaky gut or intestinal permeability and your microbiome is all thrown off. If you have hormonal imbalances of the adrenal glands, the thyroid gland, and sexual hormones, that has to be corrected. All of these things have to come together first. So we have a metabolic repair program. And the first part is we're going to fix all of these things for you. The second part is the 8-step program of 8 life extension methods that are very simple to do. And I put them together not only to show you, but to teach you. So during our program, it's like an educational course too. I want you to understand and grasp these concepts so you can take them and move forward. So we're going to repair you. We're going to teach you the 8 steps through all that research that I did. And these are the most effective ways to increase lifespan, 5, 10, 15, even more %. And finally, the last thing is we're going to address the 2 top killers of Americans. Now, the #1 killer of Americans is heart disease. When I got out of school many years ago, the cholesterol number was 350. I believe it was 350. Now they've dropped it to 200 as the high level of cholesterol, and now there's talk about dropping it to 150. You know what the #1 killer of Americans still is? Heart disease. They're missing something. The #1 selling drug in the world, statins. We look at heart disease from a completely different approach than Western medicine. Yes, cholesterol is part of the problem, but God didn't make a mistake. Cholesterol He didn't design this human body and now all of a sudden He made a mistake and put cholesterol in there. Cholesterol is vital for the production of hormones, cellular membranes, brain tissue, nerve tissue. There's so many things we need cholesterol for. But when you take cholesterol and you have high blood sugar, advanced glycated end products from the high blood sugar, and then you have inflammation, you have all these inflammatory chemicals, cytokines, flowing around the body, all these immune cells flowing around the body because your immune system is activated inappropriately. That combination is deadly. So we're going to work at correcting that from a holistic wellness perspective. #2 is cancer. And again, we look at cancer much differently than Western medicine. They look at it like it's a genetic problem. We look at it from a metabolic problem. Now, please, my caveat is here, we don't treat cancer, but cancer cells require 2 things, glucose and glutamine. Cancer starts in the mitochondria. The mitochondria are the energy, the power plants of our cell. It's where we take oxygen, fat, and glucose, and we create ATP. When certain cells become so inefficient at creating energy, under hypoxic situations, low oxygen, certain cells will switch from using oxygen to using glucose. So they switch from oxidative phosphorylation as an energy source using oxygen to fermentation using glucose. That's cancer. So what we do is we deprive cancer what it requires. Its energy sources are glucose and glutamine. So depending on your case history, like if you've got a lot of cancer in your family, we would go right to the ketogenic diet. Cancer cells and cancer mitochondria can't utilize ketones. So we put you on the ketogenic diet, or if that's not a big concern for you, we'll use a very low carb diet. The second thing is we use glutamine blockers so that the cancer cells cannot uptake glutamine. So we're depriving these things. So we're attacking the #1 and the #2 killers from a very powerful preventative aspect. In closing, we've put together a beautiful program for people that are not sick, that really want to do. We've acquired the things in life. You've acquired the financial success, the homes, the cars, the boats. But what are you doing to ensure the last part of your life? That's what this program is for. So we're going to work at repairing you metabolically, implementing our 8 steps of life extension, and attacking the #1 and #2 killers. It's an incredibly powerful program. I don't know too many offices that do anything like this. I'm sure there are, but I'm offering this to people so they can work hard at being proactive to ensure the last part of our life is excellent. I appreciate your time. Look forward to seeing you in the office. Thank you.